You always want no, no, there is no no. It's yes. Yes. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa wala. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praises and adoration belongs to Allah. We give thanks to Him always. No matter what we present to Allah in forms of thanks and appreciation, it can never be as much as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appreciate Himself. And that is why Allah says, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given thanks to Himself. He has accorded Himself praise. And if we give it to Him, it belongs to Him. If we don't give it to Him, it belongs to Him. If we appreciate the level of His magnanimity, the level of His grace on us, then it is like that, and more than that. If we don't, He is the one in charge of all the favors. Allah says, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. We testify that there is no God except Him, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger and the prophet of Allah. I welcome my brothers and sisters to another Jilisatul Mubarakah, the sitting, a blessed circle, where we learn about some few things, particularly as it affects our being as Muslims. We look at issues from the Islamic point of view. The book we are discussing is Minhajul Muslim, and like we said at the beginning of this Halaqa, that in Minhajul Muslim there are so many aspects. We have the aspect of Iman, Aqidah, we have the aspect of Adab, etiquette, we have the aspect of Mu'amalat, relationship, social relationship, and transactions. We have the aspect of fiqh, that is understanding the practical parts of things in Islam. We also have other ibadat, the aspect of how to worship Allah. So there are so many parts, but we also have the part of akhlaq, Islamic ethics, and that is what we are looking at now. On the Islamic ethics, we've treated some of the important ethics. We are now on number 8, which is Khuluqul Ihsan. Khuluqu al-Ihsan. That is the ethics, the morals of goodness. Everybody normally say that, and then we talk about goodness, but inshallah, before we go into the inner part of the discussion, I want to hand over the microphone to one of our sons here seated to give us any convenient portion of Quran recitation, and that's Hannes. I'm going to call on him to make the recitation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد.
تكبير الله أكبر.
صدق الله العظيم وبلغ رسول الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين الشاكرين. That's Quran chapter 111, and it contains 5 verses. It's a chapter which so many people normally runs away from. They run. I don't know why they do that, because one of the major reasons is because Allah is talking about the enemy of the Prophet ﷺ, in person of Abu Lahab. But to me, I think there is a great lesson for us to learn in that chapter. Abu Lahab was the uncle of the Prophet. He was the son of the grandfather of the Prophet ﷺ. He came from the same source as the father of the Prophet. He so much loved the Prophet because the Prophet ﷺ happens to be the son of his younger brother who died after marriage. So they were all expecting his wife to give birth to a baby boy. Alhamdulillah, the child came as a boy. So they were all happy for him. Abu Lahab was so very happy to the extent that the day the Prophet ﷺ was born, he was informed by a servant, Maisa, and he released her. Said she was a slave. She came to him and said, "Master, the wife of your younger brother has given birth." And he said, "Tell me, what did she give birth to?" She said, "A baby boy." He said, "Because of this information, you are a freeborn." He said, "From today, you are free. Go." He released her. But in that chapter, Allah says, "Sayasla naran dhat lahab." Allah says, he's going to end up in hellfire. Despite his love for the Prophet, despite what he did when the Prophet was born. Why? It was due to his action after the Prophet became a prophet. So Allah did not look at his lineage with the Prophet. Allah did not look at what he did before. Allah looked at what he did after. He was a staunch enemy of the Prophet ﷺ, and he co-opted his wife, he co-opted his children to follow the same path. And that's why Allah included all of them. Allah says, "Wa murahatuhu," not only him, his wife is going to be accompanied. He is going to be accompanied by his wife in hellfire. 2 of them. And not only the father and the mother, Allah says, even their children. That's why Allah says, "Ma agna anihu maluhu wa ma kasaba." Whatever he has accumulated, whatever he has acquired, in terms of wealth, in terms of human resources, children, Allah says, will never avail him of that punishment, because they will all end up in hellfire. So that's the great lesson to tell us that no matter what we are, by the time we refuse to follow the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, by the time we refuse to become a friend of him, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not look at whatever we are. He's going to look at our relationship with the Prophet. If Allah did not look at Abu Lahab, Allah will never look at anybody. So today, when we say Abu Lahab, people will say La'natullah alayhi, because of what he did when he was alive. We can look it up when we get home. Quran chapter 111, from verses 1 to 5. May Allah reward our son for that recitation, and may he reward every one of us for listening to that chapter. So today, inshallah, Khuluq al-Ihsan. What is goodness? And how do we show goodness to people? We say that man is a good man, that lady is a good lady, or that woman is a good woman. We also say that man is a bad man, or we say is an evil person, or that woman is a bad woman. Another extension of that is that man is a righteous person, and that woman, she is also a righteous person. Or we say that man is an evil person, that woman is an evil person. So how do we show goodness or sign of goodness? As far as Islam is concerned, a Muslim is expected to look at the character of the morals of goodness beyond it's good to be good. You know, that is the popular thing. It's good to be good. Nobody, even an evil person, believes that it is good to be good. When you are committing evil, you don't want people to catch you doing it. You run. Even the New Zealand terrorists that killed almost 50 Muslims, Iran, when he went to the second mosque and he was challenged by Abdul Aziz Afghani, Iran, he didn't stop, he didn't wait. And he was not caught on the spot. The police caught him later. That means Iran, despite the fact that he mounted camera to show the evil to the world. He showed the evil not because he was not afraid of being caught. He was afraid of being caught. He wanted to run. But he showed it to cause maximal damage, to cause fear. So that when others look at the video, people will run away from the masjid. They won't come to masjid again. Or to bring about what we know as reactionary plan from the Muslim community, so that they will act without thinking. When they see what happened, they say, oh, we have to revenge. And because we are minority, once you revenge, they clamp on you. So that's the evil behind mounting the camera. He mounted the camera not because he is not afraid of being caught. He doesn't want to be caught. And that is a good example. That's a good example of even evil or goodness are not the same. But when you do something good, you won't run away. You will stay. You want people to see you doing it. Either as a child or as parent or as an elderly person, you want people to see you doing it. If you are home reading Quran, somebody knock at your door, you don't hide the Quran. You hold it to the door. You want people to see you reading the Quran. But if you have something bad that you are watching, maybe magazines that are not okay, you just keep it because somebody knock at the door. So everybody knows, because Allah has created the mind to recognize goodness and evil. Allah says, wa nafsin wa ma sawaha qad afla fa'alamaha fujuraha wa taqwaha. Allah has enabled the soul to recognize evil and to recognize goodness 50-50. So we can easily pick it up and say, this is righteousness and this is evil. So when we look at goodness or the act of being good to others, we see it beyond it's good to be good. بل ينظر إليه وأنه جزء من عقيدته. But as far as we are concerned, we see the act of goodness as part of our belief. The way we believe in Allah, the way we believe in the Day of Judgment, the way we believe in books revealed by Allah, in the Quran, the way we believe on Qadar, the way we believe in angels and the Prophet, the same way we believe in the act of goodness. We don't see a bifurcation between our life, between our morals and goodness. We see it as the same. You are a Muslim, you have to be good. I'm a Muslim, I have to be good. And being good simply means that the goodness will radiate from you to others. It will touch others. It will not stop at you. You start from being good to yourself and being good to others. As close as they are to you, they feel the wind of goodness coming from you, and they feel safe. The Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Muslim man salim al-Muslimun bin yadihi wa lisanihi. A Muslim is one who will never use his hand to commit evil on others, neither his tongue. People are safe. They have that confidence. They have that rest of mind to keep secret with you, because they know the secret is secret. So that is our attitude. It is our aqidah that we have to be good. Also, we see it as a great part of our Islam, because our deen is our Islam, and that our deen, which is Islam, is built upon three things. The first one is al-Iman, the 6 articles of faith. Islam is built upon that. You can never be a Muslim or a mu'min except you understand those 6 articles of faith that I've mentioned. They believe in God in all its ramifications. They believe in angels. They believe in prophets. They believe in revealed books. They believe in hereafter, and they believe in qadar, in destiny, both the good part and the bad part. According to our definition, we must believe in all those 6. That's the first aspect of our religion. If you want to be good in your religion, you must understand what to believe in and how to believe in those 6 parts that we've mentioned. How do we believe in God? In what way? How do we believe in angels? In what way? How do we believe in prophet? In what sense? The day of judgment, how does it affect our life? How does it affect? And it goes on and on and on. For example, you want to do something bad and nobody is there to monitor you. Then you remember Kiraman Katibin Ya'lamuna ma taf'alun. Allah says there are writers, scribers among the angels that know what you do and they are with you. Ma yalfizu min qawlin illa ladayhi raqibun atid. They write down whatever you say, whatever you do. Once you remember that, just stop doing it. Because you know the angels are there. Even if there is no camera, nobody, the angels will write it down. So, and you refrain from doing it. See the way your belief in angels affects your life positively. And nobody knows. It's because of what you believe in that made you to say, okay, I'm not going to do this evil. The second part of our religion is Islam. And that is based on 5 pillars. The first one is the same belief in Allah and His Prophet. Believe in Allah and His Prophet simply means when you say La ilaha illallah, you must say Muhammad Rasulullah. When you say La ilaha illallah, it is Muhammad Rasulullah that explained La ilaha illallah to you. It is not you, because Allah did not send you. Allah didn't send any angel to you. Allah sent angel to the Prophet. Not me, not you. When we say La ilaha illallah, the meaning of our own Muhammad Rasulullah is that the Quran was not given to me, neither you. The Quran was given to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he is in the best way to explain the Quran to me. If I really want my La ilaha illallah to have meaning, I must go through him. That's not Muhammad Rasulullah. The second is Salat. If I want to observe my Salat, I must go through him. The third is fast. I must fast through him. And through him simply means the way he did his own. That's the meaning. Through him simply means the way he did his own. That is the essence of Allah sending him to us, to come and show to us the practical part of Islam. I pay zakat. How? The way he paid his own. I go on Hajj, the way he performed his own Hajj. That's why I said, Khudhu anni manasikakum. The way you see me perform my act of ibadah, please do it the same way he warned us before he died. That's the meaning of Islam. That's the second part of our deen. The third part is al-ihsan, is goodness, righteousness. So, and that is the highest part. All those 3 are together. You must practice the 3. The Prophet ﷺ was explaining this third part when he was asked, Ma huwa al-ihsan? We understand Iman. We understand Islam. Iman are based on 6 articles. Islam based on 5 pillars. What about ihsan? He said it's based on 1 pillar. And he said his pillar is that an ta'budallah ka'annaka tara. You worship Allah as though you see him. Fa in lam takun tara fa innahu yarak. If you cannot see him, he sees you. With that in your mind, that whatever he wants to do, you see as if Allah is following you about. When you have that consciousness, then you are on the level of ihsan. You want to perform ablution, you remember Allah. You want to commit sin, you remember Allah, you refrain from it. Because your mind is that Allah is with me wherever I am. If I move right, He's there. If I move left, He's there. Wherever I move, Allah is there with me. Once you have that at the back of your mind, so be it. Then you are at the level of ihsan. So that means anybody who is operating from this level is not just somebody doing good because it's good. He is doing good because goodness is part of him. You can't devoid or you can't bifurcate his life from goodness. He cannot. It's not possible. That's the way he sees it. And a fuller explanation to that, we get it from the hadith I've just quoted, the hadith Jibril, when he came to the Prophet ﷺ, teaching us about the religion. Because by the time he left, Jibril, the Prophet ﷺ said to the Sahaba, Atadiruna man al-sa'il, who knows that man? They said, Allah wa Rasuluhu a'lam. We don't know him, you know better, and Allah. He said, Hadha Jibril. He said, that man is Jibril. Jaha yu'allimukum dinakum. He came to teach you your religion. So our religion is Iman, Islam, and Ihsan. And you cannot take one out. They are all together. You cannot be a good mu'min if you don't have Iman. If you have Iman and you are not practicing Islam, you are not. If you practice Islam but you are not good, you are not. The three are together. There must not be a bifurcation. In the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he says, Inna Allah katabali ihsan ala kulli shay. Allah has made it compulsory that you show goodness, acts of goodness to everything. In fact, in this hadith, he said, kulli shay, everything. He didn't say everybody, he said everything. That means even to non-living things, you have to be good. You can't just go on the road and then you start plucking flower and start throwing it on the road. You don't do that. You don't just finish eating and then throw away the waste from what you ate. You have to keep it where it's supposed to be kept. That's me. Because it's everything. Then it must extend also to animals, not to human being alone. Inna Allah kataba al-ihsan ala kulli shay. He then give example. فَإِذَا قَتَلْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا الْقِتْلَةَ. If you must kill an animal, for example, make sure you kill that animal in a very good way. What type of animal are you allowed to kill? Let's say animals that are very dangerous to our being or to our health. Those of us from Africa, we know what mosquito is. So mosquito is a very dangerous animal, insect to our health. It may not just kill you instantly, but it can kill you. So if you kill mosquito, now you kill something. Or animals that could cause or make you very uncomfortable, that could make your life difficult, like the mouse. In Africa, we have rats all over the whole place. Some people in their house, they have like 3, 5, giving birth to. When you sleep in the night, they won't allow you to sleep. So if you must kill them, for example, you have a trap. You set the trap. The trap was able to catch the rat, but the rat is not dead yet. You now walk and say, "Oh, you this rat, I've been looking for you. I'm going to teach you a lesson today." Then you set it on fire. I don't know if you watch a video clips. It went viral sometimes. I don't want to mention where it happened, but some boys, 2 of them, they caught a rat. They set it on fire, and the rat was burning. They were happy. Unfortunately for them, the rat ran back inside the house, went maybe under the bed or to the curtain catch fire, the bed, the whole house was burnt down. They wanted to punish the rat, but at the end of the day, they lost everything. So in Islam, you don't kill with wickedness. Even if you must kill, I'm talking of animals, not even human being. I'm talking not, you don't have the right to kill human being anyway. But animals that you have the right to kill that are on those 2 levels, maybe the level of danger to your health or to your life, or they could make you very, very uncomfortable, you have the right to kill them, but you must kill them in a way that is deprived of wickedness. There must not be a sign of wickedness in your act. فَإِذَا سَبَحَتُمْ. If you must slaughter animals, those animals we slaughter are the one we eat. The cattle family, all those cattle family, you can slaughter them. فَأَحْسِنُوا السِّبْحَ. You must slaughter them in a good manner. You don't go to the animal you want to slaughter and show the animal this now. Say, look at, I'm going to use this to slaughter you. Some children do that. And you don't sharpen the edge of your knife in the presence of the animal. These are part of the etiquette of slaughtering in Islam. You don't tie your animal to the floor given that animal the message that it's time for you to be slaughtered, and you left the animal to go and sharpen the knife. No. You have to first of all sharpen the knife, get everything ready, then you bring the animal there. These are the etiquette of slaughtering. You don't slaughter an animal in the presence of the other. These are part of the etiquette of slaughtering. You don't slaughter an animal immediately and just leave it. You have to allow it to rest. Allow all the blood to flow before you just leave the animal. You don't just pour water on it immediately. You give it a rest. Let everything die down. Then before you do whatever you want to do. And it goes on and on. These are the etiquette of slaughtering in Islam. For if you must even slaughter animal for eating, you have to show mercy. You have to show kindness, act of goodness. وَلْيُحِدَّ أَحَدُكُمْ شَفْرَةً. You must make sure the object of slaughter, which is the knife, is sharpened. وَلْيُرِحْ ذَبِيحَةً. And you must make sure you make your victim, the animal, comfortable. You don't kill the animal before its demise. Now scholars, in order to assist us, divide goodness, act of goodness, into categories. The first one is al-ihsan fi babil ibadah. How do we show act of goodness in our ibadah? This is the first most important, because we remember that the definition of goodness according to the Prophet ﷺ said, "An ta'budallah ka'annaka tara," that you worship Allah as if you can see Allah. If you attain the level of ihsan, the first sign we will see is that you are always at ease with Allah. You are not the one that rush. When it comes to Allah, you are at peace with Him. Your heart is always at it's very tranquil. When you want to talk to Allah, you are happy. You read the Quran. Those are the contacts we have with Allah. We observe Salat. You observe your Salat with Sakina and Waqar. You don't just no. You talk to Allah as though you don't want to leave, because you are happy. Reading the Quran, you are talking to Allah. Allah is talking to you by reading the Quran directly. You read it with what is known as tahqiq, in a flow that makes you to do tadabbur, to ponder over it. That's the way you read. Now, the ibadah, we can show sign of act of goodness in our ibadah. How? Be it salat, be it Ramadan, fast, be it Hajj, and any other one. The first thing we do is istikmali shurutiya. We must make sure that we know the conditions binding that ibadah, and we try to fulfill the condition. Wa arkaniya, we know the pillars governing the ibadah, and we try to establish the pillars. Wastifai sunnataha, and we make sure we fulfilled all the explanation of the Prophet, which is known as the Sunnah, with regards to wa'adabi and the etiquette. You follow the etiquette. What is the etiquette of Salat, for example? Etiquette of Salat is Sakina and Waqar. Sakina and Waqar. A Muslim who wants to observe Salat, we must see that sign of tranquility in you. The Prophet said, "Idha fatatukum as-salat," if you miss a rakah, aw kama qala sallallahu alaihi wasallam, fama adraktum fasallu, or idha ataytumul masjid alaykum bil waqar. If you are going to the masjid, you have to show the sign of sakina, the sign of ease. You don't rush to join the salat. You don't walk sluggishly too. In between, you show sign of seriousness and sign of already in salat. May Allah forgive us. Sometimes, even when we are about to join the salat, we are still using our phone. Hello? What do you want to say? The salat is on. They finished Salatul Fatiha. I want to join them. Say what you want to say. I'm listening. Yes, I've heard that. And the other guy on the other phone was said, when you said the salat is on, go and just say, don't worry, the imam is reciting long surah, I will join later. He allowed them to finish Salatul Fatiha. And he said the imam is used to read long surah, that he should keep on talking. And the next said, hey, please, I will call you back. I think he read short surah today. And unfortunately, Imam read surah to Quraysh. So imagine that type of person. Or somebody who was watching football match when the time of Salat is on. Immediately he had a commodity Salat. He left that spot. Imagine what type of mind, the state of mind on Salat, and the ball is on. While he joined the Salat, the next guy, go! You know what will happen to him? When he just had go on Salat. If the Raka is 100 Raka, his mind is not going to be in one of the Raka. If the Raka is 100, his mind is going to be in that go. That is what is causing problem for every one of us. It is not the Salat that is the problem. It is the action we got or we get involved in before the Salat. It is the action. And it's not possible. If you didn't get yourself prepared for Salat, your mind can never be on Salat. And that is why coming to the masjid before the time of Salat is part of what the Prophet called that this will cleanse your sin. He told them, he said, Intizor Salat, Ba'da Salat. If you are in the masjid before the time of Salat, you get a reward that cleans off your sin, even before the Salat. Because you will be focused, your mind is at ease, you are already waiting for the time of Salat. So these are some of the conditions, the pillars, and then the adab that governs Salat. What about fast? What about fast? The etiquette of fast in Islam is not just to abstain from eating and drinking and sexual intercourse with our wives or our husband. No. That involves only the mouth and the private part. What about the hand? What about the mouth? What about the eyes? What about the ears? What about the mind? All the body, all the organs must fast. So if you allow only the mouth not eating and drinking fast, what about what you talk, what you look, what you hear, where you go, what you touch? All those organs must fast. Otherwise, that is not fast. Anybody can just abstain. When you want to go to the hospital for operation, they will tell you to get yourself involved in fast. They call it fast. So why did they call it fast? Because you abstain from eating. So anybody can just say, okay, today, even those who try to, bring down their weight, they do fast. It's part of the recommendation for diabetes that if you want to, you have to slim down. This is what you should do. So abstaining from not eating and drinking is not what makes the fast alone in Islam. It's part of it, but those are the physical parts. The spiritual parts are that you get all your organs involved in the fast. That is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, okay, I will accept this from you. So, my brothers and sisters in Islam, ihsan in the act of ibadah simply means that you follow these rules. And when you follow these rules, then it shows that you are really worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you have a good communication with Allah on this level of worship, then it will reflect in your social interaction with others. There is no way. It will reflect. The way you relate with Allah, you are possibly going to relate with human being the same way. The way you relate with human being, you are possibly going to relate with Allah in the same way. The second category is al-ihsan fi babil mu'amala. How do you show social interaction under the topic of act of goodness? How do you interact with people in the society with goodness? Who is the first person? The first person is our parents. Because whenever Allah says, wa'abudullah, Allah says, wa'abidu walidayni ihsana. After worshipping me, then your parents. You don't worship your parents, but you are good to them. Allah will use that slogan, ihsan, ihsan. In another verse of the Quran, Allah says, وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ إِحْسَانًا. We have given it as a matter of obligation to man to be good to his parents. Allah used that ihsan, to be good to his parents. In another verse, Allah says, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Allah has decreed that you don't worship any other person except him, and that you are good to your parents. So goodness to parents is the first thing. Why? If you are good to your wife, if you are good to your husband, if you are good to your children, if you are good to your neighbor, if you are good to your friends, if you are good to your boss, if you are good to your employee, but you are bad to your parents, you are bad to Allah. Because goodness to parents is twinned with worship of Allah. If you worship Allah, but you are not good to your parents, Allah will never accept your worship. If you are good to your parents, but you don't worship Allah, Allah will not accept your goodness. So those two, you can never separate them. They came together. Worship of Allah and goodness to parents. You must combine the two in order to get the reward of one or both of them. If you do one, you will never get the reward of both of them, and you will lose the reward of the one you did. But you must do the two to get the reward of one and the other. Otherwise, no reward at all. That's the meaning. Salat and zakat is the same thing. You can't separate them. Salat and zakat, they come together. And if you must get reward for salat, you must pay zakat. So if you are not capable of paying zakat, no problem. Once you are convinced that yes, if I have the money, I will pay, then Allah will give you the reward. That's where it goes. If you pay zakat but you refuse to observe salat, Allah will not accept the zakat, because they both come together. You see, Allah says, وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. Whenever Allah mentions salat, Allah will mention what? Zakat. Because both of them came together. You can't do one and forget about the other. It's not possible, because Allah will not accept it. So, goodness to parents is the next after worship Allah. So, what is the etiquette of being good to our parents? One of it is we have to obey them. It's obedience. We show obedience to them. No matter how evil, no matter how bad, no matter how mushrik or how kufru, whatever they do, because Allah says, فَلَا وَإِنْ جَاءَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ. If they instructed you to do or to associate partner with me in what you don't have knowledge of, فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا, don't obey them in that aspect, because that aspect does not belong to them. That is worship. It belongs to Allah. وَصَاحِبُهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. But be good with them when they are still alive. So you can see the separation. So we have to obey them, and we have to be good to them. We also must protect them from evil, and we must pray for them and seek Allah's forgiveness for them if they die as Muslims. We have to do that. We must also honor their friends and their family, and we must fulfill their promises. These are the etiquettes, and it is upon this that goodness to parents lies. So whatever you want to do must come under all these topics I've mentioned. You see that you obey them when they need your obedience. You see that you are being good to them. You do good to them. Part of it is when they ask for money, you send it at the appropriate time. At that time when they grow old and you are capable, you should be hungry while they are already saturated with food. You should be hungry, they should not. But today it is the opposite. We buy car before we buy for our parents. We buy our own before we remember them. You can see how funny it is. It's supposed not to be like that. We buy our own car. We build our own house before we build house for them. We clothe ourselves before we clothe them. And the little we send to them is not even, it's not consistent. And sometimes we shout. Sometimes we shout at them. Abdullah ibn Abbas, when he was given the tafsir of Quran, Surah Isra, chapter 17, verse 23, he says, Allah says, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Allah knows what we normally do that can hand us the wrath of Allah. And that was what Allah mentioned. He knows what we do always. He said, do not say oof to your parents. What is oof word in Arabic? Oof word is to ease. When your parents talk to you, yeah, that's oof word. Oof word is to talk back at them. When you show sign of disrespect in your verbal or communication or communicative statement, then that is oof word. A statement that you utter, what did you say? That will come from somebody lower to somebody higher. And that was, what did you say just now? Say, that is oof word. Allah says no, not to your parents. Wala tanharhuma. Then Allah separated it, and do not shout at them. Today the children, they bang their door on the face of their parents. They bang the door. Because that's what they learn from the environment. That's what their friends are doing. They thought it's good. They bang the door. Because you tell one of them what you do is bad. Just bang the door and then go away. And you call him, come here, Abdullah. He will not answer you. He didn't see that he has done something wrong. And that was, Abdullah ibn Abbas said, if there is any sin a child will commit against his parent that will annoy Allah than this, Allah would have mentioned it. So that means these two sins of oath and shouting is the worst of all sins that you will commit against your parent, and Allah will be annoyed with you. Unfortunately, that worst of sin is the simplest one that we commit. And even some parents don't see it as anything. If their child banged the door at them, there was an incident that happened with a brother. Just very fortunate to witness that the brother was just crying. So why are you crying? He said, I'm crying on my child. I said, what? He said, my child banged the door on me. He said, and I'm afraid that Allah's wrath will fall on him. He was crying for that child, begging Allah that Allah, please, I've forgiven him. He doesn't know. So goodness to parents, this is how you show goodness. You know, your parents are not the type that you relate with to show that you are a guy. You've now arrived. He has now arrived. You want to show that, you've become a guy. So you show it to your parents that, oh, she can no more beat me. That's my mom. She can no more beat me. I don't know the way it goes here, but down in my country, particularly the boys, they start showing that they are now guys by changing their tone, the way they respond, they make it deeper. Yeah, mommy. Oh. You see the way they demonstrate, they show, they gesticulate. Mommy, mommy. That's when they talk to their parents. That's a sign of maturity. I've arrived now. I'm not just Harun of yesterday. This is Harun of today. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Allah says, وَخْفِدِ لَهُمَا جَنَاهَ ذُلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. If you are talking to your parents, whatever power you have, whatever ability you have, just bring it down. Show humility to them. You are nothing. You are nothing. And that was why Prophet Yusuf, he was a king, or he was a representative of a king. He was sitting on the throne. وَرَفَعَ أَبَوَيْهِ عَلَى الْعَرْشِ. Immediately he saw the parents, he stood up and he put them on that seat and he came down. I won't be sitting here, my parents are there, you know. And these are part of the etiquette. When you are with your mother or with your father, you don't sit down while they are standing, except if they allow you. Many children don't know. Your parents will be sweeping and you will be reading or watching film or looking at your phone, and your mother, your father is sweeping the floor. That's haram. Except you were excused. Don't worry, don't worry. You don't do that. Your parents will not be working while you are enjoying. It's forbidden. It's not accepted. If you are working with them, you have to take their permission to walk in front. You walk behind or you walk on the side. You don't just go in front as if you are the king. That's what Prophet Yusuf knew. He knew. He stood up from the arch, and he put his father and mother on the chair. Yes, no, you are my parents. Whatever I am today, you are. So, relationship with our parents, we make dua for them. Either they are alive or they've gone. Particularly by the time they die. Any salat you pray, you must ask Allah, oh Allah, forgive my father. Allah maghfir lahu warhamu. Always you must ask Allah to forgive your father, to shower mercy on them. The way they shower mercy on you when you were young, that was a commandment from Allah. وَقُلْ رَبِّ رَحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. Oh Allah, shower mercy on my parents the way they showed mercy on me when I was young. Is a commandment. Fidul Am. It's not a matter of choice, it's a matter of you must do it. You finish praying, you wake up for tahajjud, you pray for your parents. It's dua, they need it. If they've gone, it's istighfar. Look at all the prophets. Prophet Ibrahim make special dua for his parents until when he was sure that this man is going to hellfire, then he stopped. But before then, even the day the father said, I'm going to stone you to death, He told Allah, he said, Allah, please, waqfiri lihabi. Oh Allah, forgive my father. He doesn't know that I'm a prophet of Allah. He doesn't know that he was wrong, that I'm right. That's what he said. And in order not to cause chaos, he says, وَأَعْتَزِلِكُمْ وَمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. He said, Father, don't give yourself stress. I would just, move away from where you are and what you do, so that you won't be annoyed with me. Just move away. The same thing Prophet Noah alayhi salatu wasalam, he used to pray for his parents. Rabbi gifrili wal walidayya wal mu'minin wal mu'minat. He used to pray like that. Oh Allah, forgive me and my parents. So even if they've gone, you have to seek for Allah's forgiveness for them, to forgive them. It's part of the etiquette of relative, showing goodness to your parents. You must pray for them, because they taught you everything, and because they kept you alive, that's why you are alive. A woman in my country was caught. She went into the public toilet. She was pregnant, and then, according to her, she didn't know what to do with the pregnancy. She tried to abort it, but she couldn't. So when it was time for her to give birth, she went to the public toilet. She knew if she did it elsewhere, she would be caught. She went to the public toilet, she gave the birth, and she put the child inside the nylon and tied. She was coming outside from the public toilet, and the guy who was in charge of the public toilet asked her, "Oh, madam, when you were going inside, what happened?" Said, "Nothing happened." Said, "Well, nothing happened, but you didn't go inside with this your nylon bag, because so many evils happening all over. So people were like challenging everybody if they see you with something strange." And she was challenged. Unfortunately, while she was talking, she banged the nylon maybe on the wall, and then he had the cry of the baby from the nylon. A woman that gave birth herself, she wanted to kill the child. So if your mother had done that with you, what would you do? You would be alive. That they took the pain to make you, guide you to be alive, to protect you to be alive, is enough. That's what I always tell these children, that if your parents are talking, you keep shut your mouth, because you don't know the meaning of parenting. You don't know what it takes to raise up a child. Do you know the meaning? No matter how exposed you are, you have nothing when it comes to experience. If I'm 52 or 53 years old and you are 18, I'm 3 times older than you. So keep shut your mouth when I'm talking. You listen, because you will learn. No matter how little you gain, particularly when it comes to parenting, you don't know what parenting is. So listen when I'm talking. So children, we must know that we can never fulfill this obligation of goodness to our parents. It was said about a man who took his mother to Hajj, and he made tawaf with the mom. He made so many tawaf. He said, Alhamdulillah, I think by now I've fulfilled all the obligations on me and my mom. Then he slept, he dreamt that you've not even done 1/10 of what your mother did to you. You've not repaid it back. You know, the scenario is that when we were young and sick, your parents would look after you so that you will not die. That's the purpose of looking after you. But when they grow old and they are sick, we look after them so that they will die peacefully. That's the way we do it. Our mind is that people will even say, "How old is your father?" He said, "He's 84." So, "Oh, he has tried. Just make sure you are very good to him until," what's that? What's love until? Until he dies. They look after us. When we go to the hospital, when we're young, when they took us to the hospital, they went there so that we'll come back home safely. When we go to the hospital with our whole parents, we go there so that they say, "Okay, if it happens, it happens." That's the difference. Even that mind is wrong. Yet, you have to look after them. So, my brothers and sisters, goodness in Islam starts with the parents. And then, inshallah, that's where we'll stop. Today, we'll move on to the family. And that is the next. And when we say the family, we'll start with your nuclear family. So then we'll be talking about your wife, your husband, then your children. Then we move to the public after the family. That is your extended family, your uncle, your sister, your brother, your aunt, Then we move to the outside from the family, then the orphan, the wayfarer, the needy, the traveler, and then your employees, these people. Then we move to non-human, like animals. Then we also come back to your body. How do you take care of your body? Your environment. What does Islam say about goodness to those areas? Then we look at some examples in the life of our predecessors, shining and brilliant examples from the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahabat al-Kiram, how they related with people, what they did to them. So they became shining example. Something happened to me. It's a personal experience yesterday, and then I don't know if you will take this out of the recording. So I finished madrasa here and I was going home. It was very late. I was one of the last person here with my son around 10 minutes after 9. I was supposed to start another class online at 9, but the children were late. I was waiting for them. They were late. So what happened? Okay, I used that opportunity to lock the mosque, get into the car, start the car. As I was going, I received a call of one of my students. She asked me, "Where are you now?" I was reluctant to pick the phone when it was ringing because I was supposed to have a class at that time. But with the mind of, alhamdulillah, the children at the other side were not ready. Okay, the call is coming, let me pick the call. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked the call because it will interrupt my class. So I picked the call. So she asked me, "Where are you?" The question was so embarrassing that I said, "Where am I?" I said, "Okay, you want to know where I am? I've just left the mosque in Alkhidmah. I'm moving towards Hope." She said, "Oh, good." She said, then she changed our discussion to our language, our local language. So I knew something is wrong there. She stopped speaking in English. And she said, "There is a woman in front of me here. She needs help." And I wouldn't know. I said, "What type of help?" She said, "I didn't know her from Adam, but her car just got stuck and then she couldn't start the car in Lidl." I said, "Okay. So do you have a jump cable?" I said, "I have." So she said, "Good, okay. Can you bring it?" I said, "No problem, I can bring it." All the while, my mind is, okay, since the students are not ready, let me just go and do that. Then she put up the phone. I had that telling the woman there that, "Yes, I've called him, he's coming now." Then she called me back after like 2 minutes. She said, "For how long?" I said, "Just give me 5 minutes, inshallah, I'll be there." Alhamdulillah, I got there at exactly 4 minutes. And the woman was surprised because she had, according to her, she had met every other person. Nobody was able to assist her except that my student. So when she now said, "Oh, she brought her car too," but she said, "I couldn't help you because I don't have a jump cable, but I know somebody. If I called him," she was talking about me. So she called me, and the way I answered, and I gave 5 minutes, and I was there in 4 minutes. Oh, she said, "I've not even touched the car." He was like, "You are God sent to me. You are God sent." She was crying. She said she had to catch a bus, maybe is it bus or train at 10:30. Then it was around 9:20. She didn't know how to get there. She had to start. The car is 2016, not old car, new car. Maybe she said she was playing something in the car and she left it there and the battery ran down. I said, "Okay, open the bonnet." She opened the bonnet. The way she parked the car did not give me access to the front of the car. So I had to park to the side. My battery was at the far right end. Her own was also at the other far left. So I couldn't use the jump cable. It was very short. I said, "Okay, let me maneuver through the other side and I have to climb the flower parts." I did that that night. I couldn't again. When I parked on this side, my battery was on the other side. Her own was on this side again. I said, "What should we do?" She then said, "Can't we just push the car backwards?" The place was very slopey. It will take us. They are the only two women and myself and my son, very small boy who cannot come down, although he was insisting he wanted to come down. What do you want to come and do? I said, "Okay, that's the only option we have. Let's push the car backwards." Okay, she entered the car. I've already spent 10 minutes on that. She entered the car. So she said, "Am I going to take off the handbrake?" I said, "Yes." Before she did that, she just started the car and it started. The car started. That's 12 minutes after I got there. She started crying. She said, "What happened?" If she had not started the car before I came in the presence of my student, we would have thought that maybe she just played on us. But she did it severally before I came. He said, you saw what happened? I said, sometimes it's funny, it's engine. He couldn't speak. That's the way it is. So what I want to say is, I did not touch the car. I didn't start the car. I touched, but I didn't start it. The car got started. And she was like, she came back and said, please, what should I just do to you people today? What should I do to you? She is Irish. Everything, you can see that she is Irish. She has begged so many people, they did not give her any assistance. They couldn't help her, they didn't. But my daughter couldn't assist, but she called somebody that would assist. I was not working for AA Rescue. She saw that my son was in the car. She was surprised. She said, what should I just do to you people? What should I do? I said, just pray for me. And then I was praying for her. May Allah use this to guide you to Islam. Then I turned my car and left. I was happy. I was happy that this when you are good to people, and you can never be good to people except you are selfless. Yes, you have to be selfless. To be good to your parents, you have to be selfless. To be good to Allah, also you have to be selfless. You have to forget about your sleep. Wake up and pray to Allah. Fajr, if you want to pray Fajr, you have to forget about your sleep. That's selflessness. To pray on time. May Allah forgive our sins. Amen. May He accept the little contribution we make as act of ibadah. Holy call the others. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. There is question or contribution. Welcome within a few minutes. Any question or contribution?
So all of class
Sheikh, you said about you don't have to say your parents oh favor, but in some cases you're saying sometimes the parents are wrong, and you feel like what my parents saying or what they are doing with someone or that is not right. So the feeling which come inside like no, they did wrong. So what about that feelings?
In as much as one did not show the feelings with action, because the Quran stated, "Wala taqul lahuma uff." You see, Allah used qawl. Do not say. That's what Allah say. Do not say. Once we didn't show it with action, you have to look for every other means to suppress the anger. If they grow old, they sometimes, but you have to learn. Just like when we were young, and children can be very nasty, you know. Let me give you another example. I'm sorry that I'm using myself. Today, when it was 10:30 a.m., my child didn't go to school. So I told him, I want to sleep. I need to sleep. Please. And I have to go to Juma. I've just finished reading my khutbah, but I've not summarized, completed everything. But I must sleep. This is a child of 5 years old, but I know he has one thing. If you tell him, I want to sleep, come and wake me up. He will ask you for how many minutes. He doesn't know time. Just give me any time. Just tell him 1 minute. 1 minute to him maybe he is going to make up his own 1 minute. So I told him 1 hour. Like, okay, Daddy, don't want to wake you up. Then I slept, but I put on my alarm. I wasn't relying on him. I slept around 10:25. When it was 5 minutes to 11, he started waking me up. Daddy, it's time. I said, 1 hour. I didn't look at the time, but I knew it was because the alarm was not ringing. He said, it was time. Then I told him it wasn't time. Okay, I said the alarm is it will ring. He said, no, you asked me to wake you up. He was going to wake you up. He's very good at that. When I didn't answer him, he jumped on my stomach. He sit on my head. He made sure that within 7 minutes I lost the sleep. I had to sit down. Then I asked myself, if I beat this boy now, I was one that told him that he should wake me up. I said, okay, let me forget about the sleep. Alhamdulillah. But he has done his job. He will make sure if you ask him, wake me up, he has his own definition of time. If you like, told him 5 hours, he may come back after 2 minutes, 5 hours. So the way we do to our parents when we were young and they were able to accommodate us, then when we grow old, we should do the same thing. If they behave like that, we have to accommodate them. So it's not just like you said, no, wallahi, it's beyond verbal expression. I understand what that is because I have old mama alive, and in most cases when I want to talk to her, I'm very afraid when I call her on phone because I always like to see her, talk to her, because I know how to douse the tension. But if you talk to her on phone, you have to be very careful. You must look for the time. You must not cut the phone when she didn't ask you to cut the phone. And she may be ready to tell you something that will take almost 30 minutes and you have only 5 minutes. You see that problem? So that's why, according to Abdullah ibn Abbas, Allah deliberately said, "Wala taqul lahuma uffin." He did that. So we have to suppress our anger, look for other means of dousing the tension, then come back to the issue, even if we have to repeat it time without number, but we must not shout at them. It's not even allowed.
Can you say them you are wrong on that, such and such?
You can't tell them. You can tell them that it doesn't matter. Prophet Sulaiman told his dad that is wrong in the judgment he passed. You can tell them that this is wrong, this is right. Telling somebody is wrong doesn't mean you abuse the person. You are showing that person the fact and the path of truth and justice. This is supposed to be. This is wrong, and you give the evidence. You can do that, but not by shouting. Mommy, you are always wrong. And even somebody said when they said, you are now accusing my sister because he looks like you. That's rubbish. You can't tell your parents that. You don't say that. It's not good. So we just have to, once we are with our parents, we must cultivate angelic character habits. Otherwise, may Allah forgive our sins. But it's things people do from time to time. And we have to, that's why Abdullah ibn Abbas deliberately passed that comment in his staff, so that this is the worst sin. And that's why Allah mentioned it. Because he knows that's what we do every day and every now. Yeah.
It comes with tarbiyah, brother.
Yeah.
If you teach them your kids when they're young, when they're talking to you, to talk to you the way that the manner that they will respect you, and you show them back your respect, you listen them, you're helping them. They can't help themselves. At the age, start from 1 to 2, 1.5, 2, to what is there. You show them you're humble to them. And you show it is tarbiyah. It's all kinds. You grow up, you go back nowadays. We used to be beaten, we used to be fear. But everything that comes to humbleness, it starts from your life. Teach your kids, when you are talking to them, to look at you. Not sideways. One leg is with you, the other leg is out. He's nearly running. No, call him, talk to him very calmly. It's hard, but it's doable. If you try to tell them, the way you talk to them, whenever they need you, let them feel free. They'll come to you, shout, or call them, talk to them slowly. Tell them what they did. If they are so angry, it happens in this where we live now. It happens to me. When they are, I quit. Me, I say nothing. I wait. I'll make wudu. After that, I call. Sit down. Here. They'll cry. They'll say sorry. I didn't. Shaitan. It comes from where when you're growing up. Show them. Then when later life, they will look after you, and you will have the mu'amala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala recommended, the ihsan the Shaykh was talking. That is when you will get them. And when they grow up and when they start having a family themselves, that's when they will reward you. But if you grow up, if you raise them, no matter how sheikh they are, that you shout each other, or they can ask you frankly, or throw you the wadis the way they want it, that is when you are in trouble. And all it comes from therapy. That's what I wanted to say, inshallah. Allahu alam.
Jazakallahu khair. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته